kind of stuff too you can do right online. Just
Now, didn't she have a chest somewhere with a bunch of stuff, Grandma? She used to have a whole bunch of stuff, and she used to go back to it to show us stuff.
We've got it all. It's here, all that old stuff. We got.
It's just in different places
We
now.
got millions of pictures that I bought. She said that her and Kathy were gonna get together and take all of our pictures and put them in an album. And I went out and bought, over $100 worth of album. And I don't think they ever pasted a damn picture. None of them. They're all stacked in the closet. And the pictures are out here in the garage. I put them all on the shelf, and they said, "Hey."
That's what's in those yellow envelopes.
Huh?
The yellow envelopes out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's all so heavy that pulled my damn shelf off the wall and they all fell. And I saw some broken glass, so there'd be some framed pictures that are broke in there, but I gotta get back. I just haven't had time to work on any of that stuff. But I got to get them all pictures. Those are all the pictures. They did, I think, Grandma pretty well separated them. So she was gonna give each member of the family their own, stuff, the picture that you would want, and of course, Dad and all that. That's what, but I did buy the albums to put them in. And they just, never got, we still Flower and Branch, I think, when I bought them.
Really?
Yeah, you just never get it. Oh, so in the first place, you start going through them old pictures, you get sad, and you don't really want to do it. That's what it was all about. I know why she didn't. You get to looking, and you get sentimental, and maybe you think, who the hell is that? You get pictures. But you don't want to throw them away because somebody might know who it is.
Somebody might know who it is, yeah.
But if you pass them on down for a few generations, nobody's going to know who anybody is.
that's why they run into that stuff at those second-hand stores, the pictures, and you look at somebody's old family pictures, and probably nobody knows who they are, and so they just take them out, and they're just interesting pictures, and it's the history behind it.
I forget who. Somebody had bought some of those pictures. They had no idea. I forget who that was. No idea who they were, but they were real photographs.
Yeah,
now that one over there, that's way over 100 years old.
Yeah, you see that just like that. I was looking at there's some antique stores in Fort Scott, Kansas, that I was looking through the other day, and they had pictures, same frames too. That picture frame, we saw 2 picture frames just like that, and pictures like that, not the same people, but that same style picture, and the picture frames probably came from the same damn source. Because those would be, there was that style.
Oh, that came from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably came from the same picture frame maker, because those are pretty unique frames.
They think that one in the other room of Grandma, that was probably valuable, but that's, nobody knows. Ordinary people don't have no idea how it's made.
What's that? Which one is that?
It's
one
one you're back in that other
building. This was a popular style, so.
But now this back there it's like a painting on cardboard, and the antique dealer told her that she ought to have that hermetically sealed one, so it wouldn't get damaged. Because he didn't have any price, but he just said, yeah, just go on in.
It's in the one in the bedroom.
The one of Grandma.
Oh.
When she was little.
Yeah, the picture of Grandma when she was
teeny tiny.
Like a year or so old.
In the gold frame, right?
Yeah. Now that is something nobody's been able to tell us exactly how that was done. It's not a photograph, and yet it looked like a painted photograph or something. Huh?
Well, where's one of these Lincoln books? I want to find out that guy's name again. That whoever that. I'm sure they got a picture.
The guy that I read you about?
Well, the guy that I saw that janitor I worked with had his Lincoln's secretary, they called him. I was just trying to think of that guy's name again.
Who? The secretary guy?
The guy that and then he became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
John Hay.
Who?
Hay. John Hay.
You sure?
H-A-Y. It was Lincoln. He had two secretaries. That was
Well, the original secretary was with him for years, and
Yeah.
he went to Washington with him when he was elected, and they went into a cabinet, and that guy bought that secretary, traveling secretary they called it,
Mm-hmm.
took it to Washington with him, and I mean this, I mean I almost cried. I mean, the guy was telling, and I thought, you're full of shit. I said, I'd love to see that. Son of a bitch brought it in, and it's got envelopes made out with Lincoln's name on them. Lincoln sent them out, wrote so that the guy could do his paperwork.
That was John Hay.
Okay, so that guy, the way, and the guy had the documents in there, everything. That thing had been in a museum at one point, and it was given to his mother, and then he got it, and he's just a drunk
There was
living in a trailer house.
Actually, two secretaries.
Well, this guy was
And the Hay was the more famous one. He went on. Lincoln told him to quit, and like they all do. Your press secretary, they quit just before the and go on out and where you can get a good job. That's what they didn't.
This
make no
guy
money
later
as a
became. He was appointed by somebody as justice, as a Supreme Court justice. He later became the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. And then when he died, or no, he retired. When Lincoln was killed, they donated that secretary to, it's set in the Supreme Court as Lincoln's deal. It was just a keepsake. When he died, when he retired from as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, because he was for years, well, you know, it's a lifetime appointment. They gave that to him as a present because he was with Lincoln before Lincoln was president. He was like his press secretary.
Now that, if he was actually Lincoln's secretary while he was president, Lincoln didn't work with him before. Now Lincoln was a lawyer.
I read the deal on it. He worked with him before. He went to Washington. He bought that and went to Washington with him. He did a lot of things.
Oh, well, he didn't work with Lincoln as a partner or anything before he was president. Because Lincoln, I can't think of the guy's name, but Lincoln was in a partnership, but he didn't have.
He wasn't. Lincoln was a politician, so whatever.
Well,
he had people that worked with him.
Till he was a lawyer, and that's how he made his money, was that he was still politicking. But
You got to have people to run your business.
Well, then Lincoln was nobody right up till this almost. He got a 2-year. He was beat one time, then he was elected as a 2-year representative and served it.
Still a local politician.
But
anyway, the guy, because I read on it, and that's why I want to look at the book. I'll show you. I did a lot of research on it. I didn't just make this shit up out here. I did some research on it. And anyway, they gave that to him, and when he died, he went to that museum, and it's the coolest thing. It's a beautiful thing, but it's got the inkwell. It's still got the inkwell. It's got a pen. It's got writing paper on it, and it's got envelopes signed by Lincoln. And there's probably a dozen of them in there.
yeah, I've read every word in Lincoln book, every one, plus 100 more, I guess. And I know his, pretty well know his history. I know he was somewhat of a politician, but he was almost illiterate when he started out. But that guy, that name, I know that he had two private secretaries. John Hay was the main one. And I can't remember the other one's name right now. But it would have been, I don't recall it actually whether he actually, I don't recall reading whether he brought that guy with him when he got to be president. I just found out the impression he hired him later, but I couldn't swear to that, so I guess if he knew him, must have brought him with him.